welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk number
394.
394.
That's it.
God, I make these thumbnails every week, and I still forget the next day what actually the number was.
That's fine.
Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. Uh, yeah, let's do some shilling, I guess.
Let's do it.
Uh, uh, Go buy stuff at Skinny Play. Use the promo code for 10% off. Get some custom covers for your BeoSound shape. Because I think B&O has forgotten about it.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Somebody caught the virus on the Discord, right? I forget the name. BeoJohn. He caught the shape virus.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Apparently, BeoJohn also has a Spanish cousin. There's because we have a BeoJuan.
BeoJuan. So there you go. Yeah. Once you get the shape disease, it doesn't go away.
Yeah. And go over to our friends at the Greenhouse Studio, buy some aluminium covers for your BeoLab 8s, BeoLab 28s, all sorts of other things.
Theater.
Yeah, that too. Get 10% off, and when prices get a bit higher like this, 10% makes a big dent.
Not literally into it.
Yeah, I guess not literally. We have our friend Steve over at Sounds Heavenly. If you're in Europe, I don't have a promo code, but since he's a friend, might as well promote friends. Because why not?
That's it.
The kid will speak for themselves. Soundsheavenly.com or soundsheavenly.co.uk. I think both work. And if you want to send Willie a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/BeoWillie. And you get an answer to your question and or topic. So there's that. How was your week?
It was easy. It was hot, but it was easy. We didn't really do much. But I was home around like 2:30 on average. So
What does hot mean?
like 36.
Oh,
It was yeah. It was proper. It was proper hot.
oh, it was the same as here then, because I
Mhm.
thought it was hot here and it was like 36.
No, man. This week was it was a disaster for a few days. It was like 39 and shit, and with humidity, like
Oh,
yeah, it was.
it
Yeah.
was
We were
warmer
cooking.
here there than here then.
Yeah, we were
I
cooking
thought
pretty good.
I thought it was pretty bad here. Jesus.
No, and they at least we wheedled out of that job, but they wanted us to do a Starlink internet on one of the buildings, right, to bring the cameras online.
Yeah.
Right next door to the office. So Brian ended up doing it on Thursday, and it was like 37 degrees outside. Fucking have to go and because you got to put it. I think they just ended up putting on the wall, but still, like it's a metal wall that radiates, reflects when you got to drill into it and put stuff on it and punch through the wall. And so yeah, we were. What did we do that day? I think we were working at storage, like doing camera angles and shit. Just fucking. So yeah, there you go, Mr. Santini. After Brio Podcast, I decided to sell my BeoLab 5s, lower my price for a quick sale. Unfortunately, I think you made a good decision.
Yeah, same.
Look, and unfortunately, because they're a great speaker, but unfortunately. Don't feel bad, bro. Don't feel bad.
At this point, right? Like, especially if they're still good, like you can either choose to like run them into the ground and then repair them, or once they've run into the ground, right? Like then it's sort of like, I don't know. Do you just literally junk them?
Well, nothing out of them is really extractable, right?
Yeah, exactly. So do you just put them in like this giant tip, or in like one of these container bins things, like? Or do you put them out next to your garbage can for the garbage men, right? Like, or do you spend what is it at this point, €5,000+ to repair them. I mean, if you really love them, okay, sure, fine, but
I think one thing that is definitely like resellable on that entire speaker would be the top mushroom cap, in my opinion, because those get dented over time with moves and such, right?
yeah.
So you're still likely to sell that on eBay to somebody that has one that, like we have on Insane Reaches, that is mangled, and he would have just bought the top mushroom for it, I'm sure. So that's probably the only thing that I can see that's salvageable out of it. I would also salvage the microphone because that's about $700 US.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still have one speaker pending on the chassis that Brad just can't figure out what's causing that little for a few seconds when you turn it on, and then it just disappears. And it's intermittent. It doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. We're also at the point where, like, it's probably time to buy something new, especially if you've had them for that long. Granted, I know some of our viewers of late that are in Australia, like, the prices are nuts there, right? Like, after the show yesterday, or last week, we went over it a bit, and, like, holy balls.
Yeah, bro, it's really bad. It's really bad over there.
But if you're anywhere in Europe or something, like, I understand it a bit more.
Original Dino brought him back. Nice, good for you, man. Honestly, good for you, and let him deal with the problem, because even though when he sells them, the problem with that, like, not problem, but here's my logic that happens with this, right? You sell them, and that's why I think that the dealers also are much more reluctant to go with the fives as trade-ins, because the next person that buys them expects them to perform like they did on the day one, and then they just cook the chassis way faster than a normal person that has an understanding of how they worked. And also, they're within a certain routine settings of that household, right? So
yeah,
that's not every time they're getting powered up all the way. That usually not really doesn't happen much.
I mean, even at the time when the 50s came out, right? Like, I was seriously considering fives at that point.
I know.
Because at the time when the 50s came out, right? Like, fives, there were still a lot of new fives around, and they dropped like crazy in terms of price.
Yeah.
And there were like final editions and very pretty ones, but it's sort of like, even back then, it sort of was like, well, they were very close in price. Don't forget that. Because I think when the fives ended in Europe for the normal one, it was like 22.5, and the 50s were like 26,750.
Yeah. They were the piano, the polished ones were very expensive at the end.
Yeah, those were like 2750, but that was like, okay, we're within $5,000 of each other, right? We're talking 2017 though, so this is nearly 10 years.
But the fives, I think the reason why I think they were riding the wind of the 90s being released, right? Because 90s were $80,000 when they came out first, and then subsequently when they released the last edition of the fives, they put a stupid price on them, because now it's still nowhere near as far as or it's still nowhere near as close to the 90s. But then the 50s kind of cooked the fives completely.
Yeah. I mean, those final editions with those high gloss polish discs were really nice, though.
Those were nice.
You also had the piano black ones. I've seen those in real life. Also,
I've sold a pair of them. Those look bomb. Those look sweet, man. I really like those. They definitely, like, you have to have a special microfiber for them, and just because everything shows on the dust is terrible.
God, imagine scratching those.
Oh no, you're crying, Rivers. There's no Sharpie that'll touch that up. They're scratched forever.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Here's a question to all the people that have harmonies. This again came up this morning at 10 o'clock. Kareem called me panicking. Not panicking, but like, he just was at the end of his wits. He sold a subwoofer to a harmony doesn't matter the size, the fucking brain is the same, right?
Yeah.
He sold the Harmony, or well, the existing setup is a Harmony, 20s on the side and 17s in the back.
Yes.
So 5 points around, all WiSA. When you play 2-channel music through the 20s, the subwoofer 19 works no problem. It pumps with it. When you switch to surround, the subwoofer immediately turns off. You go back to the speaker group, go to the surround, put the dB sound right level to it, subwoofer goes. You play music, it turns off.
What role is it in?
Subwoofer.
Yeah, but is it in the speaker group set correctly? Because it only is supposed to turn off if the speaker group is set correctly.
It's a bug in the software of the Harmony. I've replicated that when I was still working with Quebecson. There was a client that is, and this is when it started off that we've discovered this problem. That lady lives like 2 fucking hours out of Montreal, right? So a lot of laughs just to go there to fix it. So I had no idea yet, but she has a Harmony with a set of 28s and a subwoofer. And it was exactly the same thing. Like if we were playing the Harmony with the 28s, the subwoofer would cut off. But when you just go both 28s, 2.1 basically, no issues.
I would hazard a guess that another thing to try, I don't know if they did it, is to make a new speaker group, like start from scratch.
Dude, I've tried everything that day over there.
Sure, but with these people, right? Like it's been a while since then.
With these people, yeah, and I told them that, like if you go back there, I would just not factory reset the TV, but it might help, in my opinion, to just completely nuke everything off the sound center and reset it up. But I've replicated that exact same problem in the showroom when I was still working with Quebecson, where we had set of 8s on the wall. The 90s were connected to the TV. So I created a new speaker group that had WiSA connected lab 8s that were on the wall, and a subwoofer that I connected to the system. 2.1 works. You put it with the center channel of the TV, like 3.1 basically.
Mm.
The subwoofer turns off. You put it to surround, subwoofer turns off with the 18s connected WiSA. It just it doesn't make any sense. There's something that is wrong in the logic of the true image, or a bug of some sorts with the subwoofer. So if anybody has some time or spare time, and you have a set of
is the subwoofer
whatever,
the latest firmware?
The one that I tested in the shop, yes, because at the time I connected it also to the theater, and theater automatically updates the WiSA firmware, right? It's the only one that can do that.
Well, you still have to do it as a dealer. Like you can do it through the theater, but
it's a newer firmware through the theater than it is through the USB stick through the fucking transmitter and this whole.
No, that
process.
I get, but like it doesn't automatically update your WiSA. Like you still have to initiate that as a dealer.
No, with theater now, if the speakers are connected, it auto installs it at some point on its own. So I don't know. It's very bizarre. Like it's 3 different chassis that just was able to be replicated, right? And that's a problem that they never really come across in the showroom, because we have 90s or 50s back then were connected to the Harmony 83 or whatever it was, or 85, 87, I don't know. So very, very bizarre issue, and I don't know if there really is a fix for it, unless the BNO looks at it and looks at the software and replicates it and see where the filtering or panning of the speaker or redirection goes for bass or whatever else have you. I went through the whole menu, man, back then, and I could not fix it.
Yeah, I did have a 19 on my Harmony. Never had that issue.
That's right.
Yeah, and it was also WiSA.
And you had what, 18s, right? Or no,
I
you had
had
the 50s already.
18s, 17s. The 18s were wired. The 17s up here were wired. The 17s back there were WISA, and the sub was WISA in the back.
And it always worked.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Something's effed up on their side. I would personally, and I think maybe the problem also is that when you use the wizard, right, that you don't set it up yourself. I think
Yes.
if you create it manually, there it's a little better. I find it. I don't know.
This
There's
may
more
be a
control.
very silly way of trying, but I would maybe try and connect the WISA speakers in two goes, right? And first connect the sub, and then everything else.
Mm-hmm.
See if the order of things matters.
Yeah.
Like nuke the whole thing, right? Like get rid of all of it. Like,
but I don't think the problem is in the connection, Mikey, because when you are
but clearly the connection, right? Because it's the fifth WISA speaker. Maybe it's somehow going because it's fine when it's only 3 attached. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a priority to it. I don't know. Because it would be weird, right? If you connect the 28's WISA, the sub WISA, and then if you then later connect, what was it, the 17s later on WISA, that if one of the 17s started doing it.
I see what your logic is behind it. Yeah, it could be. Or hardwire the 20s at the front first.
Yeah.
Try that. Just surface run ugly, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, that's what I would try because maybe it's a priority thing where it knows like which came first. I don't know. Maybe it's just some weird bug, right? Where due to DPL, it sort of goes mentally like, oh, I can only have 4.
It's very bizarre.
Because WISA is 8, but clearly it can't do more than 4 at this versions of software with the Harmony for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not there.
So, I mean, if it all works, right, when the 28s are hardwired, then you know it's some weird maximum connection bug thing going on.
Yeah, I just can't see that. That would be the limitation. But then again, who knows?
DPL
right?
has that limitation of 4, right? So maybe somebody said like accidentally thought, oh, WISE and DPL is the same. 4 is the maximum. Like you can connect more DPL, right? But it can only play to 4 at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That is very interesting. That could be it.
Yeah. I'm guessing here because I didn't have this because I only had 3 WISE speakers attached.
Mm-hmm. Back then.
I mean, in a theater, I have 6 WISE speakers attached, and it's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they messed something up in the software or firmware for the Harmony.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very weird. Very weird. It's 3 times that I've heard of this problem, bizarrely enough.
Mr. Santini has a question. I have 17s as WISA rears. I have an extra set of 8s. I can swap in suggestion and or discussion. What else do you have? There's no real big reason to swap over other than maybe aesthetics.
I would keep the 8 somewhere else in a different room, man. You have the interface on them, just DPL them together. And that's how I would use them. I wouldn't tie them in unless you really need to tie them into. Do you have a theater? I don't remember anymore. So I don't know. I would for the 8s, I would find the room here. In my place, I don't know. I probably, if I were to do it, but that's damage to the wall, I would put them as heights, rears.
Yeah, but he says swap them in.
To
right?
swap them, I don't.
Take the 17s out, put the 8s in.
Are they your main channels or the rear channels? Oh yeah,
Rears.
the rears. So no, I don't think it makes any sense.
I mean, unless you have 28 or 8 up front, I forget what you have now. But
Hmm.
if so, then and aesthetically it works, and it's not like your couch is up against the wall, and right, because they do poke out quite a bit more than 17s do. Like personally, what I don't like with surround sound, especially like in Europe, you see it quite a lot more often that you're just limited in how your living room is, where the couch sits so far back, right, that your surround speakers are essentially here.
Mm.
And with 17s, that is a lot closer to the wall, right? With 18s, they come forward, so they're almost next to you.
I have my 18 towed in, 18s towed in here as well.
Yeah, but imagine if you put your chair like 1.5 meters back, right?
Yeah, no, I've had that like a really inoptimal or unoptimal seating position back in the old apartment with on the bench along the wall
Yeah,
where I was building Lego, and that was 18 was right where it was basically like it's here at the
yeah,
end, but this was a 90, right?
yeah.
Where are you? Right here. This was a 90, and then the whole way continued.
I mean, Eric's sort of was it movie room, theater room, whatever, right? Like the couch is up against the wall as well due to space.
Hmm.
So his rears are essentially where, like, they're the thickness of the couch away from where the wall is. That's where your rears are.
Yeah, you got theater. I don't know, man. For the rears, I wouldn't. Uh, or have them as rears and then put the 17s as heights rears. That would make a difference.
Yes.
That would make a sense and difference. And then if you DPL the 8s into the theater, then at least you can utilize the control from the top, volume, my buttons, and all that. Exactly. DJ Lab 8.
I
But
mean,
that's what I would do.
if you have Mozart speakers up front, then I would consider it much more quickly, because it's much more a unifying sound. The 17s are great, right? But they do sound a bit different.
They do. They sound old school compared, more or less, I guess, almost.
Yeah, they don't have that bass hump. It's much more, uh, how would you say? It's much more linear. It's much like the bass increases much more flatter up. 50s is fronts. Okay, 8's now going with the new Premiere in bed. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, if you have 8's, put the and you want a new Premiere for the bedroom, do that. Absolutely. I didn't know that was the side quest option. No, do that. Absolutely. If you're looking at a Premiere in the bedroom with the DPL speak, yes, because you uplift the Premiere a heck of a lot with a set of 8's.
Oh, yeah. Even if you use them as rears.
Yeah, make the triangle. Like, it's not even funny how much you uplift the Premiere with anything attached to it. Like, it's sort of questionable if for smaller setups, like why you would go for a theater at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if your living room is, I don't know, let's say 4 by 4 meters, right? And you have a Premiere and 2 8's or 4 8's, you really don't need anything else.
No.
And there is no point in going to a theater because you don't get any more out of it.
Wow.
I mean, the margin is so slim, right, for the amount of more money you're spending.
I think the bottom line improves dramatically more with theater on the side in the system than with Premiere and, let's say, 4 Lab 8s. Theater would still pound it out. But obviously, like,
in such a
do you
small
need
room?
it? That's what I'm saying. Like, do you really need it in such a small room? Because
I
theater
mean,
is also thick, right? Like, that's
yeah.
another problem with itself, that it has a girth to itself that doesn't really land itself well into the thin or small rooms. So
I mean, even when we heard the premiere with eights, right? Like, I'm not entirely sure if it's for a bedroom or whatever. You need a sub. Like, it will add a little bit, but it's
No,
marginal
no, no. He's right.
return.
He's right.
Like,
Sub
yeah.
sub is a necessary part. I
uh,
know because I have one in the bedroom.
yeah, but
I
you don't
have
have you
basically
don't have
the
eights.
triangle of the. I have the triangle of the 2012
Yeah, but you don't have
equivalent.
eights attached to your Avant.
No, I have fours on the back.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like, even if you change those out to threes, like that would create such a different sound profile.
Oh yeah, 100% it would.
And eights blow threes out of the water, like no questions asked. Like, it's
Oh, the fours are the worst speaker that they've ever produced, in my opinion, for the money they were asking for it, and also making two versions of that nonsense, one PC and one PowerLink. But these still work, so I'm like, you know what? Put them on the nightstands, plug them in. I got two WiSA receivers, right? So I connected it all, and I usually listen to it with one ear, honestly, because the other one's buried in the pillow. So it doesn't matter. And those few moments far in between that I spend looking at something or listening to Tidal, which is pretty fun. I don't really care for like it's a bedroom TV, man. Honestly, we bought a Beomaster 1900 in 1976 as a gift here for my parents' wedding. That's awesome. So speaking of people gifting B&O, I gift B&O. Not to everybody, but kind of everybody that knows me had some over time. But I don't know. It's a virus, man. Once you catch it, it affects your furniture design. Fucking everything goes to hell in money. So yeah, that's it.
yeah, I don't think I've gifted much B.
I've given my mom my entire old system, right?
Well, you gave your old mum a house essentially of B.
Yeah, and I installed it all. So yeah, she has what?
Though it's technically semi-storage when it's at your parents'.
No, because all the cables are red. Like the house is done very properly for wiring. That I snuck in and did it without the electrician knowing and shit, right? Because it was a spec home, so you're not allowed to have third-party contractors coming in, right? Because they lose out on the money. But like, there's no electrician that I can explain to what the fuck Masterlink is and where to run it, what heights I need it at, whatever, right? Because I put a TV,
Yeah.
I put a 740 on a wall mount, on a motorized wall bracket in her bedroom. Sticks out a lot, man, like 35 centimeters off the wall, right? Is the front glass of the TV. That's the years of David Lewis design. She still uses it every now and then.
I mean, I had an electrician over. Was it last year or the year before? Like, he didn't fully understand the difference between PowerLink or between Cat 6 and Cat 7. So there's that.
Oh, that's always an uphill battle when you try to explain cables here.
Yeah, I wanted Cat 7, and he was like, no. It's like, what do you mean, no? It's not needed, therefore, no. Like, okay, then, okay, goodbye.
So, yeah.
Grant is a very generous giver. Gifted his girlfriend a stage and a halo, and she wants more.
Yeah, I gave my girlfriend one of the old V1s I had, V140 and a S8 sub. That's the one she took to Mexico. It all came in fucking one piece, plus a Bio remote one, obviously. Yeah, I gave a lot of B&O out, man. I've given out a lot of B&O. Also, I guess like it's not the gifts and whatnot, but there was a guy that is heartbroken that his dad dropped his Bio Grace, right? The case.
Yes.
So I the other day just had him sitting on the counter, and the light caught him just in the right time. And you see that little dentage.
Oh no.
You know what? Right there. And then there is another one. Hold on a second. Fuck, forgot where, but there is another set of dents.
Well, if you can't see them, then clearly they're not that dented.
In like right there, there's a little. If it focuses properly on it.
Yeah.
Look, camera, look. Doesn't focus
It's
properly. But anyway,
it can't really.
but fuck it. You know what I mean? It's what it is. It's life, dude.
In a sense, this is what I like about the E8 cases, right?
The leather, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a leather case for this, but dude, these don't even leave the house. You know when they fall off of? When I have charging them through that B&O nice braided cable. It's fucking heavy, and it just pulls them off the countertop.
Yeah, you don't have a.
I don't even need a cat, man. I fuck them up myself. So, shit. So yeah. Well, you know what? I guess living in Alberta had taught me a lot about dents and scratches because they use rocks instead of salt for winter, right?
Yeah.
So in my ownership of my Audi, I had gone through 6 windshields on the car. And the rule of thumb is none of them lasted. The longest lasting windshield was the one that I installed before I moved to Montreal. But after that, or before that, it was every tops 2 weeks I lasted with the windshield proper, and then somebody shot a rock and cracked it. So, and that one hurts the most. After that, it's just, you know what, fuck it. It is what it is, and the headphones work fine. That's the most important part. I don't care for the case much, and I'm sure that I'm gonna end up with another pair of those because they're fucking fantastic. I think I'm gonna buy a black set in not near future, but in the future.
Yeah, I mean, by then you can probably also just buy the case, right?
And that too. Which I think at some point I would. Well, I don't know because the batteries are also in the earbuds, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm trying not to drop it because obviously that is not good for the electronics, of course. But
yeah.
It does happen. It did happen. It happened to me, and I'm no best. So yeah, it feels bad.
It kind of is what it is. I mean, it's a user item at the end of the day. Somebody's going to touch it. You're meant to touch it, right? Like, how else do you get them in your ears?
For the money that you pay for it, I think what they could have, like, to upgrade the design of the cases, I think the case should have had a what's the gyrometer or whatever.
Yeah.
So like something that detects the fall. And I think that the magnet that closes and holds the case shut should have been electrified. And when it detects fall, it takes the current from the battery, let's say, right? And zaps the magnet to something like a maglock, right? That it stays shut. So when it drops, it doesn't open and shit doesn't fly out.
Yes.
That would be something cool if they did. But maybe I gave him an idea for the next one. It's going to be $3,000 for these earbuds now.
Yeah, and the only difference is the case.
And the case is maglock, self-lock, and fall protection detection case.
Yeah, or just buy the leather pouch, right?
I have that goofy ass pouch, man,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
then
just
stick
a
'em in
pain in
there.
the. It's a pain in the dick because I use them all the time. Like when the phone rings, take them out and put them in my head. But I think I should do that for the time when I'm charging the bloody things because that's the only time that they fall off the bloody table or the countertop shit.
Yeah, make them a bit heavier.
Well, that case is nice though, so it would protect them from fall for sure because there is no way that they fly open, right?
Don't you?
So
Can't you put like a carabiner on that leather case or something?
there is a carabiner on it. Shit, I'll bring a call you. Hold on.
Like hook it up to something and then put the charging cable in.
Yeah, I could do that. Well, it's got a, like a neck thing, right? Hold on. Let's go through this again. So the bag has its own bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is a little carabiner on it. So
Yeah.
you got a little, and you know, where are these little things? Okay. Shit, I haven't used it for a while, so they do fit just fine.
I mean, put the lanyard
Yeah.
around your BeoSound 1 or something. So it's
Yeah, pull it the fuck all off the table, right? Why not?
Your BeoSound 1 is heavy enough. There's a battery in there.
Yeah, I don't charge it off of there. I charge it off the other side.
Oh.
But yeah, the case is nice. Like, you know, it still would catch a corner, especially like if you were to drop it on a sidewalk, right? There's no way. But when it leaves the house, it's in the case, bro. I promise you that. I promise you that. When they leave the house, they're in the case. But when they're in the house, because it's it really is. Well, I don't think the case is worked in properly yet. Maybe that's why it's, you know, just like my lighter case when I first bought it, it was you know, now it would fall off, but I don't want to drop my lighter out of it. It was tight. So yeah. But no, the case is cool. I use it for travel, but you know, I'm gonna use it next week when I fly out to Calgary. So how do you protect the lizard? In a bag, bro. You put it in this bag, and then you put this bag in a Ziploc bag, and then you put it in your backpack. And that's now fully protected. Because even if you drop your backpack in the water, they're still in a Ziploc bag, so it's safe.
Oh, good God. But what if they sink too much and it's too much pressure for the seaman? So you need
Thanks for the coffee,
it.
Barry. Thank you. Much appreciated, Barry. But yeah, it's you know what? I think with B&O, what you need to accept is that products that are semi or portable altogether will get damage over time. You know what I mean? Because I'm way more careful and I'm very conscious of what the fuck I'm doing when I'm cleaning the dust off the floor stand. Right? I'm sure yourself as well. You don't even wear rings or watches, so it's not like I take the watch off because I've seen people do it and I don't want to be the one to do it to my own speakers.
Well, there's also, right, like your 90s don't move. Like they move air, but they don't physically move. Like, and with any
I
portable
vacuum
thing,
them.
it's you move and the product moves, and like
this moves. Look at it. It's all fucked up, right? But that's unavoidable. I have one that's the beater. This one is the beater. That's the always used, and the rest of them. Well, they all rest on the STB wall bracket holders, but this one is the one that's always get worked. Other ones are basically static, right? And the one in the bedroom I use, the silk one. But the silk one doesn't really get beaten up because, you know, like I keep it on the bed, and when I fall asleep or before I fall asleep, I put it on the countertop or the nightstand, and that's it.
The worst thing is falling asleep, and then in the morning you wake up and you do that to your
Fucking
blanket.
send it flying.
Shit goes flying.
Oh, dude. I haven't done that. I haven't done that, but I've done it where I fell asleep with my remote in my hand and I dropped it in between the mattress and the bed, because on the Nelson bed there's a little frame, right? And at the time it was the only remote that I had that worked. So now no TV, no nothing, man. I'm like, where the fuck would I put it? And you know, you start looking into freezers and shit, then you know you're far gone lost. And then I found it. I'm like, it's got to be somewhere by the bed. And then I looked, oh, fudge, right here.
Yeah, I had something similarly weird happen not that long ago. It was about a week ago. Uh, I fell asleep with my phone in the bed, right? And apparently it ended up underneath my pillow somewhere.
Mhm.
Somehow, the middle card is my ID and driver's license. It came
Okay.
out.
What?
And
Okay.
so I drove somewhere, right? And they asked me for ID. And it's like, oh, fuck. Where the hell did that go?
Oh shit! And you have no idea at this point.
Yeah, and I found it literally in a pillowcase. In the bed.
Fuck. In the pillowcase.
Yeah, well, my pillowcase is kind of open and sort of like the pillow is too small for the pillowcase, I guess. But
Same here. Yeah, I got the that's got overneath. You can go inside. That
so
is
like,
funny.
this is like that was a huge panic moment. Like, what the fuck?
Matt's fine. Anton uses a female makeup brush to clean his 50s. Good idea, I think. Really remote drop in, man. Halo Walnut. I for that, what I have is a brush that I've had for, oh my god, at least 15 to 20 years. But this is the brush. I'm just getting it. This is the brush that I cleaned the tweeters, and now I have to reglue it because it's obviously it's showing its time.
Yeah.
But these are so soft, man. So, but I think I have another one that it's this is 2 inches wide. I have one that is just a 1 inch.
Yeah.
But it works well. But quite honestly, like if you have a set of fives that have been untouched for, let's say, a decade, as far as the dusting inside the tweeters, at that point I take them apart. I take the driver out, I clean around it, and put it back, and it looks fucking mint. They look brand new. It is a biatch to get inside that neck because you have to use I think they're Torque 25s, but the bits have to be, I think, 20 centimeters long, if not a little longer.
Yeah, that's a
to
specialty
get in.
tool.
That's a specialty bit, yeah. I have one. And
Or it's like extension upon extension. So
wow, but there is only so much extension you can, and certain only extensions that you can use that are very, very slow and low profile, because that whole lens is cast out of something very, very bizarre as a material. Very, very bizarre. So, yeah, those are a little bit iffy to take apart sometimes. But if you
in
have
that
the tools,
sense, 50s are so much easier.
50s are easier to service. But I think anything that David Lewis designed was a disaster to deal with mechanically on service wise. Like 9000 behind me. Fuck's sakes, bro.
Yeah.
Even Steve made a video about it, right? That, stay away. Like, dude, I service B&O for a long time. I don't have the balls to open that.
I mean,
I don't have the balls to open that. Let me get some more
I
water.
could if I needed to, but it wouldn't be my first choice.
No, exactly. Like, and I have way more resources to pull than you, because I could call Brad in Vancouver and have him on a video phone, telling me what not to touch and what to touch, right?
Yeah.
Because if you download the service manual, it's a disaster a little bit, to be honest with y'all.
Yeah,
because the way it's
power supply
written
will kill you, and this will short everything.
and also, yeah, like, disconnect the motor before you move the mechanism because it sends voltage back and yada blah blah yada. And like BeoCenter 2, that's a nightmare, bro. That one is also bad to take apart. And what else did David do to us in the 3200 or 2400? That was not his design, I don't think, at the time, but those were pretty complex pulley mechanisms inside those things. Those were
Matt
fun.
just literally asked, would you prefer the BeoCenter 2 over the 9000 for
what would I prefer? I would prefer none. But I think that I could get away with BeoCenter 2 because I know how to take the wings off, and I've been inside it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, weird thing to say, but I have never been inside the 9000. Like, I know how to swap the plates and change the glass, right? The simple things, but I never went past the aluminum plate.
Yeah, it's old
scary.
school and way too many screws, and it's kind of
It's
bomb-proof,
too much.
which is annoying in many ways.
But yeah, now it's much more simpler to service things, quite honestly, because everything is module replacement. There is a little bit of a headache piece, is like BeoSound shape, not shape, sorry, balance. That one is a little bit.
Yeah, you need these plastic pry tools to get the top cap off.
The peelers, I have buckets of those that I've saved from back in the lab, BeoLab times, or BeoLab 8 when they came out.
I have them somewhere, but
you know what? Honestly, that is the tool that never leaves my pocket. I have 2 of them in my pocket all the time. All the time, left pocket.
Yeah, well, my toolbox is this whole goddamn room, right? Essentially.
But yeah, those I have with me all the time.
I am not as organized as you, and sometimes when I'm done with things, it's sort of like, and then we do something else, right? Like, and then it's like, where the fuck did I put this thing like 6 months ago?
I had found out myself, or on myself, that it takes me less time to return the tool back to my backpack and then reuse it when time comes to it again, even though it's small tasks, like in between whatever, than fucking going around looking for it, man. Especially when you like work on houses that, you know, like you're in multiple rooms, multiple floors, right? Where the fuck did I leave that now? Like, what part of the house is this at now? So I always, because I remember Richard, the owner of the Quebec Sonoma, redoing this or renovating the showroom. He made a comment and like, why do you always put everything back, like, you know, and then you take it back out? And I'm like, because it takes me less time. And then Max was fucking walking around like, you know, I'm like, what are you looking for? Oh, a screwdriver. I'm like, see, that's my point. I don't waste time like that. Piss off.
Yeah, maybe I still have the hubris of thinking I can remember everything or something. I don't know.
No, it doesn't happen.
I mean, as other people do, I sort of always agreed with the organized chaos, right? Like where I'm the only one that can find things.
I'm getting to the point with my guys on the job that I work with, you know, frequently. They obviously know that I'm going to screw their fucking head off their neck if they don't put it back where it was. But now they're getting to know my backpack, right? Which, like, if I ask them for a certain tool, they know exactly what to pass and where it is. Because I bring all the tools when I go in. Not like all the tools and, you know, like the meme when you fucking bring crates and shit to screw in a light bulb.
Oh, it's not far off it, right?
But my backpack has been honed over years of working with whatever AV nonsense that can you come across in, you know, there's not much that would, not even a granite wall can now, you know, stump my ass like before. Because I've done it before and I know how to do it, but you just have to keep the water going on the bit. You can't just fucking dry hump it, because that's when it goes into pieces.
Look, at the end of the day, it's more forgiving, but it's the same with metal and or wood, right? Like, when anything gets that hot, it's just not good.
Even drilling into furniture sometimes that, you know, you got to put the masking tape, you know, following the grain type of thing, so you don't peel it and then it just all goes. And have proper bits, dude. Like if I'm doing like a, excuse me, I had to drill into a very high end custom millwork piece, right? And I showed it on the podcast when I put those Lab 8s, like with the wires completely invisible, right? And I had to drill through a first layer of walnut veneered wood into the little void where the shelf was, so my wires were exiting out of. and I fucking bought a brand new set of paddle bits, like specifically for that job. That's that. That's the first thing those bits had ever drilled was that lady's cabinet. I still have them, but like there's bits that I don't use for like just pass me the paddle bit because I need to just rattle some shit into the wall. And the luck is that you either hit a drywall screw or you hit a freaking metal stud, and the bit is just done, right? Because it's that fine tip that counts in it, right? For fine precise work. So yeah, I have a shitty habit of putting things back, and I don't know, I like it. Let's see how many handymen we got. I wanna survey the habits of the crowd. If people are, do you have everything around you when you work, or do you have stuff that you put it back?
Also, I don't actually know if they sell Diablo bits and blades in Europe or not. But
Those honestly are fucking fantastic.
yeah.
That's what we used to cut to drill a half-inch hole for the togglers to the granite with my buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a what do you call it, a concrete bit initially, and like it worked okay, but it chewed itself up pretty fast. I bought a Diablo bit, which was like 3 times the money, right? I did 5x the work, and the bit or the blade is still good. Like
no, those bits
unreal.
are insane. Those bits are insane. Like for any serious work, that's what I do. Like I am a Milwaukee guy, but at the end of the day, man, if you gotta go with something you can rely on, then Diablo is a brand. Yeah, I don't know if they have that in Europe. What is it, like Bosch, probably, right? That's in Europe. Hilti.
Well, I think, who was it? I think it may be Bosch that owns Diablo. Who owns Diablo Tools? Diablo Tools is owned by a global engineering and technology company, Bosch. So the parent company of Diablo is Bosch. So yeah, if you're looking for bits, look for Diablo bits. They're red.
Or I guess Bosch bits.
Yeah, but the Bosch bits are different, and they tend to not be blades and or drill bits.
Like we have guys that use Bosch bits for like a long direction drilling. Like we're talking at least, like I think the biggest bit we've got is 56 inches. It's retarded.
Yeah, I'm thinking I have a drill that is probably about, I don't know, yay long.
Well, if you're doing concrete and you got to go through floors and stuff, that's just what it is. So
yeah, this is for if you want bits that last for fucking ever,
go with Diablos.
Yeah. I mean, Bosch makes excellent tools, right? But like the bits are sort of just bits to me.
Bose bits. Well, actually, speaking of Bose, now that you brought it up, David, thanks. Have you guys seen the new review from our bud?
I did not.
So Mr. Robinson's talking about the Bose new, those M3 looking surround speakers and such.
Yeah.
So, and the soundbar. So, yeah. Apparently, it's, I guess, I don't think it's compared to the Premiere, but for the price range that they were floating it around at, it is the best sounding and the easiest to set up system. Oh, I secretly love Bose still, bro. I would probably, what the funny thing is, I still want to get me a set, not a set, just one of those Bose cubes to put it on the shelf. I used to have one when I was working at the Calgary Bang & Olufsen store, just to show people how shitty they were made. And in order to show them the back of the driver, I had to essentially cut all the way around the perimeter of the Bose cube, because they ultrasonically weld the drivers to the chassis. So yes, there is no rattle from possible screws going loose, but they are unserviceable.
Let's see.
So there you have it.
Oh, the soundbar that is so good you don't need subtitles anymore.
Mm-hmm. I've never had that issue with B&O, but then again, he never mentions a single thing about the Bang & Olufsen sound system.
Don't get me wrong, but I also think this is slightly an American.
Oh no, he didn't mention
a slightly American issue. Where
there's a lot of pride in Bose for Americans.
No. I mean the whole. I was referring to the whole subtitle thing. In America, right? Like, it's 20 years ago, there were way more regional accents than there are now. Like, the South was way more Southern. It's becoming much more generic at the moment.
I think internet is blending the accents.
Yeah, but that's not a thing in Britain or anywhere in Europe, right? Not really.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in Europe, or in Britain for that matter, you're just much more used to interacting with weird accents. And therefore, people mumbling and or that sort of thing is not that, it's kind of normal. You're attuned to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, but here's the same though. As long as I remember Canada for being that, because there's always somebody that had some accent. Every office, every place I've worked in, they had, people had from different countries, different accents on English, right?
Yeah.
Chinese were the worst to understand, but then I just grown an ear to it, right? And okay, now I understand what you're saying. But they were the hardest ones when I was like a FOB, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or FOP, I guess. I was fresh off the plane. I didn't come on a boat. On a fucking 2-liter Pepsi bottles bound together boat.
But that's sort of what
from Slovakia, bro.
I don't know if you ever saw Peaky Blinders or something like that, but I only ever see American, people from that have only ever lived here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Complain about the accents, and to me it's sort of this is just what certain people in Britain sound like, and okay, this is, I understand this.
Mm-hmm.
And even the missus sometimes is what the fuck are they saying? It's what do you mean? You not here? No, I don't understand it. It's the accents and stuff.
Mm.
So I mean, put it in a
movie. Jesus Christ.
Even in a more local sense, right? Henrik talks very differently Danish than some of our other Danish friends. And that's a small ass country, right? We're talking 30 kilometers apart, and people sound very different.
Well, it's the same thing as in Slovakia, where I grown up in eastern part. My dialect, and how we spoke at home, the old Sharish, right? Or Shariški, that's so close to Polish that if I go to the western part of Slovakia, if I go to Bratislava and start speaking my dialect, they think I'm Polish. Hence why it's so much easier to learn Polish from where I'm from, more or less, even though I learned Polish in Canada fluently.
As long as you don't go, Yekshimesh.
Yekshimesh.
Other than it's a Borat thing.
That's Borat. But no, they Polish say Jagije. How's it going? Jagije kurva. That's, you gotta put that in there.
Isn't kurva asshole or something like that?
It's such a universe. It's like fuck, basically, right? How the fuck it's going? Jagije kurva.
It's such weird people.
I think the kurva is one of the funniest swear words that there is, and it's so very Polish. It's so very Polish, right? Like, Ukrainians and Russians, they have the suka blять, but mostly it's like yobany v rot. What do Czech people have for a swear word? Anybody from Czech? Pivole, I guess, would be, but that's not. But Czechi, like kurva is the same thing, I guess. Speaking of kurva, I was watching. It's such an old. I think that movie came out in 1988, and it's all in Czech, right? But it is. The plot is basically that the village. It's everybody drinks on the village, and there's a day that the attorney walks into the pub and tells him that he's inherited like fortunes, right?
Yeah.
So he just goes off the deep end. It's a very, very funny movie. Very, very funny movie. And a lot of the humor in it, I don't think it's more or less even translatable, right? Because it's so specific. Like, not all the jokes can be translated, right?
Yes.
So it's that yesterday I was howling my ass here, man. I haven't seen that movie in so long, and I haven't seen it in such a good quality ever. And it was on YouTube. But at the end of the day, like 1080p, it's 1080p, right? Because back then it was what? Well, I think we had a color TV already.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it was 480i.
If not 320.
It was probably some form of analog.
No, but wasn't it PAL Seacom, which was a 540 by 420, I think? That square resolution?
Yeah, so 4x3, yeah.
But that was NTSC. That was a different resolution from PAL Seacom, because NTSC didn't work in Europe. And I know, because my cousin sent me a Nintendo Entertainment System back in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
And the only place I could play it was at my parents' friends that have an NEC TV. Good old
I remember those, yeah.
And those took both formats. So that was the first time that I could actually see in color and sound properly my games, right? Because they were all messed up when we plugged it in through the regular TV. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was
back in the day.
I mean, the format, the ratio formatting, I think, was the same, but how the signal was handled was somehow different.
Yeah, and it just wouldn't work between.
It weirdly
I think that was like early, maybe copywriting protection or something, or they keeping it different from one another.
Well, it's still somewhat similar, right? Like, I forget which way around it is, but I think here in the US, like your basic cable is 30 FPS. Whereas in Europe, your basic cable is 29.97 FPS.
The fuck are they saving with that?
It's a formatting thing, but like LG has to then comply with both, right? Because this was a thing way back in the early OLED days, where like it didn't look so good because it was made on American standards.
I'm having bourbon. This is giving me a headache. Good old burbs. I brought a bottle yesterday as well. But not
DJ News says it was a few lines different, but mostly timing differences on the color burst because of the grid frequencies. Yeah. Oh, that's probably it, right? Like the 50 hertz versus 60 hertz power.
Shit, speaking of dense colors, look at this one. Nice, eh? Fudge sticks.
Well, it just meant you had a good evening.
I think that's exactly what that was.
You literally sloshing like a sailor.
I think this one came off when I was having a bath because they knocked the glass down and spilled a little bit of bourbon. Not much, just a little bit.
God, that's dangerous, drinking in the bath.
It's not a wasted, dude. I was just, I put it down. I turned around, poof. I'm like, fuck's sakes. Because it's on the bathtub, right? On that little ledge. Like, you're playing a game with yourself, right? what's gonna go first, and the glass did.
I should get you one of those wooden bath like
I
things.
thought about it though. I thought about it honestly, just to give me a little serving tray. Have my ashtray for a cigar. Speaking of
Yeah,
which,
you could put your was it your Explorer on there?
I don't need it. I have a level. I just need a
Okay, then
place
put
to
your
put my phone
remote.
down for the. I don't even need the remote because I have an Essence remote stuck right behind my head on the bath wall. It's
Okay,
such a
well,
great idea, man. It's such a great idea to have a remote control close to like the shower.
so you can put your like smoked sausage and cabbage somewhere in front of you.
A little, let's see, baked
Make
potatoes
you
and
feel like home.
cabbage. Eat like peasants.
No, I mean, it's a
My
Slavic
mom grown up
language.
on it, so like I've grown up on it too. We had that. Like I come from the times where shit wasn't funny.
I
So
mean, it is sort of a cuisine where like the good thing about it is it doesn't kill you. That's about
no,
it.
no, no. I think the North American cuisine kills you faster than European one does, and the habits that we have here.
Oh, the World Cup is going on, and
Yeah,
there's
that's right.
a lot of Europeans here. And if you go on Twitter, right, like it's amazing how many people are discovering America for what it is. And everybody seems to love it because the concept of free refills is not a thing in Europe, right? Like
Hmm.
you pay per glass. Also, if you
Yeah.
buy a Coke, right, like a big Coke is like this. Here, if you get a Coke, it's like this, but you get then another one and potentially another one. So there's a bunch of that going on, and then it's the food, right? It's the portions, and people have discovered ranch.
There's no ranch in fucking Europe.
It's not a thing.
Wow. I never even thought of it.
Well, nobody has a ranch. Like, what is ranch? Like a
It's a
ranch is
sauce.
yeah, sure, but a ranch is a type of building with horses and their cows and that sort of thing, right? Like you
Well, it's a
don't
ranch.
yeah, like that's not a thing in Europe. Like you don't have ranches in Europe, so you don't have ranch sauce. Like it conceptually, it doesn't really work like that.
Why is the ranch sauce called a ranch sauce? I wonder.
I don't know. It's probably whatever grew on the ranch, right? And you threw it in a sort of yogurt base.
Hmm. I'm gonna Google that later. I'm gonna Google that later and see. But yeah. There's no riots though, right? Because that's like a thing
No,
that happens, but I don't think that they're gonna fuck around here.
no,
They
no,
get
no,
iced
no,
out.
no.
They get
I
iced out immediately.
mean, in many ways, right? Like any person not from America thinks that every American has a gun on them at any point, at any time. Anyway, like we sort of all sleep with like guns under our pillows, right? And we
Hmm.
sort of go like.
Yeah,
So I think everybody's a bit better behaved.
tactically clear your room when you're going for a midnight piss with the strobe on your AR.
So there's
Oh
that.
boy.
Also, yeah, riot and that sort of thing around these sorts of things. Yeah, I know, but they're here, right? Like they don't tend to leave this room.
Is Bowers and Wilkins in the same league as B&O? I guess the simple answer would be no, because nothing is in the league that B&O is, really.
Well,
But depends from what angles you're looking at it from, right?
at a technical level, right? No, because Bowers and Wilkins makes passive speakers and B&O makes active speakers. So they're very different things. This is sort of like is BMW on par with a I don't know Aprilia or something like that, or Yamaha. It's like, yeah, but Yamaha makes motorcycles. It's like, yeah, but they have wheels and engines. It's like, okay, but that's very, very different.
Yeah, the let's say the BMW speakers, they definitely are way more dependent on the amplification. That's the first thing. The source, that's the second thing, and also the quality of whatever the preamplifier is, right? So you have all these variables now that are going on in order to get it to the speaker, where B&O's speaker drivers have their amps designed specifically for their individual roles. So you can't really you can't compare it, because let's say Lab 8s, I don't even know what or to compare them with whatever speakers are, but from Bowers and Wilkins, because I don't study that anymore. I don't look at it.
Well,
it depends on the amp. Like I said, it depends on a lot of things.
I guess Bowers and Wilkins, right? They make the end piece in a line of transmission. Like they make the final bit that actually puts the sound out. Like it's much more akin to like, do you build your own PC or do you buy an Apple, like an iMac or something like that?
Exactly.
Because with Bowers and Wilkins, like anything and everything in between, you can change. With B&O, you can do that to a certain extent, but it's more an ecosystem you're buying into. Much more.
The only thing you can change with B&O is the actual analog source coming into it.
Yeah.
That's about it. Because if any modern speaker nowadays, if you, let's say, from BioLab 17, 18, 19, 20, you could feed an optical signal into them with variable volume control, and they will do their own DAC, right? Processing. So you're not really listening to a source anymore. You're technically listening to zeros and ones that are processed directly on the speaker. That is also the difference why the Lab 5 sound fucking balls better when you put an SPDIF out of the 9000. I still don't know if Jared figured it out. I think he's still swimming in his cables there.
But I mean, this is not to say Bowers and Wilkins make bad speakers. Like that's not at all what I'm implying here. It's just a very different thing.
I don't like them. I do not like. I despise the design. It looks like something that should be in a karaoke show, because the fucking tweeter looks like somebody left a microphone ready to be singing into. And I really dislike that design of it. I really dislike that design of it.
It's not my favorite, but I don't agree with you on that. I do understand what you're saying, but
that's what I don't like about them. They sound great. Don't get me wrong. They sound great. I've heard them. I've listened to them on different things, different sources. They sound great, but that design of them just irks the inner shit out of me.
When I bought my 50s, I did some 803s at the time, like the big ones. They were relatively similar in price. And I thought the 50 sounded pretty equal, if not a bit better in bass. Like Bowers and Wilkins definitely had more of a dip in the sort of upper end of the bass. And then it came to the practical side of things, right? Where you need an amp and you need a source. And how the hell do you connect a TV to that? And where are you going to put it all? It's and to me, that's where like B&O shines, is that like everything is in the speaker, and or the source is like your center speaker, like a theater.
Yes. But I think that the mentality of that culture is different than ours, from, I guess, in the B&O terms of culture, with the living with the systems, where people that buy these products, they like to look at that, right? Like you buy your Macintosh amp and you want to see those fucking needles go, and all lights up, all cool like and stuff, and then you have 400 pounds of nonsense in your. Oh, look at that! For God's sakes, man, honestly. Doesn't that look like a microphone on the goddamn top of the speaker?
I mean, the walnut is nice, but it's it's not my cup.
What
of
is
tea.
that? That's not walnut. That's freaking
Rosewood or
yeah, rosewood or Santos Palisander, which is replaced basically rosewood, because rosewood apparently got banned from harvesting years ago.
well, it takes forever to grow.
Hmm.
Like to get this much takes like 100 years a tree.
Yeah, the Eamshire in rosewood are insanely expensive because of that.
I mean, I don't hate them, right? But like, they're not my thing either. Like, I much prefer a set of Bilab 8s over this.
Yes, yes,
Like,
100% every day of the week, every minute, every hour. I just don't like them. Even the red ones, no way. And I like red color.
uh,
They're very speaker-like design. You know what I mean? They have nothing really. Like you look at them, you know exactly that it's a speaker. Where with B&O, it's a little hit and miss sometimes. That people like, BioLab 18s per se. Are these air fans
yeah, or humidifiers
or humidifiers or I've had people think that these were lamps.
Yeah. Another thing where you need these spikes and things, right, for Bowers and Wilkins, which is generally not a thing for B&O.
Yes.
Like, I'm not a fan of putting everything on spikes and decouplers and God knows what else. It's like, yes, they work, but it's so much of a hassle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's before, like, like literally when I was auditioning, there was the 803s or whatever, the big fuckers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You end up with a stack of shit in the middle of the room like this.
That's what I'm saying.
Like every time.
Yeah, there's no way to go clean about it unless, and then you pay thousands of dollars for cables if you hide it somewhere in the rack, like all the equipment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not my thing. Quite honestly, as far as I would ever take it with passive speakers, I would go with the Origin acoustics.
I mean, I was testing whatever looked similar to this, right? But apparently, even in this setup, they still have two massive subwoofers in the back, which you just don't need with 50s.
Yeah.
I don't even dislike this, right? It's mostly this center stuff I really dislike. Like, I can quite appreciate these speakers as is, but it's the fact that you need this shit in the middle. And like, how do you attach a TV to any of this?
What is that, a solar panel in the back? Looks like it almost.
I think it's meant to like refract sound or something like that.
Again, you need to put into the room because the speakers don't tune themselves. I don't know, man. B&O just makes sense overall, and from every angle that you look at it, really for the lifestyle. Like, yeah, if you want to be a nitpicker, gearhead, go right ahead with the third-party system. Stack your freaking living room all the way to the ceiling with gear. I could care less. But I just don't like looking at it.
Right? Like, almost no other brand has their speakers and then their brand of amps and then their brand of sources.
No.
Like, a lot of this passive stuff, they just make one part of the whole chain.
Unless you go to like a Mercedes and you get a Burmester sound system inside. They designed the whole thing. That's when you're actually listening to the Burmester engineers, how it's supposed to sound. But that's in the car.
Yeah.
So
there's some of that. I mean, maybe this isn't the best show, but whatever. You get the idea, right? Like, and how the hell do you surround any of this? Like, if this is your listening room, okay. But I don't know that many people that can just sacrifice a room for listening.
No.
People think you and I are rich because of our B&O setups. And okay, maybe relatively we are, but we don't have money to just sacrifice a room for listening.
100%. No. No, like, to me, every inch of the space is dear, right? Like, and not that I, like, people, when they come over, they like, you look so minimalistic. I'm like, no, I don't. I just have 3 fucking storage lockers that you don't see that are full of, well, some empty B&O boxes, and there's a lot of B&O in there still that I have that I don't even know what to do with. and maybe time will come when I'll install some of it still. But yeah, like it's a lot, and if I spend time in this area here, what I always do, this just makes sense. And quite honestly, I listen to a lot of theater through YouTube than I listen to the 90s. But yesterday I had a cigar. I sat in the Eames chair, turned on the whole system, and watched the movie and enjoyed myself, I guess. But I don't do it every day. But when it's there, and it's 100% performance, right?
Yeah.
It's just how that works. Yes, sometimes it can be tricky, and B&O, I don't know if they. I still believe in that tinfoil hat theory that B&O puts a sensor in every B&O product, and as soon as it detects that you want to try to show it to your friends, it starts fucking everything up. And yeah, but when they leave, it just miraculously comes back online without any issues. And I don't know if it's there's too many bodies now blocking the Wi-Fi's or what, but sometimes it's a gift from B&O that you don't want to get. At least they're not doing what they used to do at the eras and time when the BeoSound 5 was their main audio system, where they had this awful ass habit of pushing an update into the BeoMaster 5 on Thursday night for North American market. So on Friday morning, you wake up to a BeoSound 5 that is it's fucking lobotomized at this point, right? And you need to restart it or power cycle the entire BeoMaster 5 system, and then something wouldn't work and the music wouldn't play, and people have parties and all that nonsense. And this is a proper B&O picture, I guess, almost, because the speakers are not connected.
Well, they could be, but either way, right? Like
Mm,
it's Bowers and Wilkins is kind of absolute. To me, this looks nice, but uh, when you look sort of beyond the picture, right? Like they had to have hidden the amp somewhere. This
yes.
again is just a listening room. Like you're talking mega money, like to the point where like your 90s at current price seem cheap because you're just putting two, three
That much
expat
equipment.
into a room and or like a separate room to hide all your other shit, right?
I don't know. I've been around this system and this brand for so long that I had become completely ignorant, I guess I would call myself, to other brands, because I just don't see the point. I don't see a point. A lot of the stuff that I had bought from B&O, I am in more or less quote unquote possession of, because my mom's house, right? BV9 that I rolled in with, and BV740. Then there's a couple 3500s, couple BeoLab 2000s. There's a BeoCenter 2 in there and a BeoSound 5. So everything, and a gateway with a couple of Hue lights to boot. Fucking left for my old lights. Son of a bitch. So, but yeah, it's just there. It still works. There's no reason, need, or logic to start replacing stuff. And my mom is not one of those that, like, she used to be, where the TV was her main companion, but now it's just music. And it's summer, so you're doing shit, right? You're not just cooped up because it's minus awful and 4 feet of snow everywhere. But even my girlfriend, like, she also realized that after living with a V140 and a subwoofer for a while, and she went to her friend's place to watch a movie, and it's just like, what the fuck is the sound? I'm like, well, I'm like, how do people live like that? She asked me once. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Like, that's just what you were before we've met. When I came to your house and you just turned on the TV and my ears started to bleed. So we changed it. This is cool, but again, equipment, where do you put it? And then also, like, how long are the cables? Do you have to have the same length of the cables so they both have the same impedance loss, I guess? Right? When you're running it to the server room, do you coil them? Does that make a magnetic field that fucks with something?
Yeah. It's I don't know. I mean, again, it looks nice, right? But your amps and whatever else need to be somewhere else.
Mhm.
your source, and just because of the fact that it's not in the same room, you need to have it all wired properly. And you are probably fiddling with a phone as a remote. So,
Yeah, I'm certain of it.
there's a bunch of that going on. I found this other company recently. It's called Treble Clef Audio. It looks really weird, but it's fully active. It's Danish, obviously. It's sort of Bowers and Wilkinsy, but they have this is the bass driver, where it's opposed like a sort of BeoLab 11, except the drivers are like 8 or 10 inches big.
Okay.
I thought it was quite.
These are a cool design, I have to say, because it looks like a musical note, right, or whatever that
Yes.
thing is. That's bizarre design, though. They look bizarre. So the drivers are inside of those walnuts looking.
Yes.
Okay, I guess they fire against one another, so that's cool.
Yes. I'm not entirely sure this is for me. I just came across it and I was like, interesting.
A tweeter in a mid-range looks like a muddler almost.
Mhm. Yeah,
But I've
Treble
never
Clef
heard of this
Audio.
brand.
It's Danish, so
What fucking doom scrolling brought you to this brand, man?
I don't remember.
Because that's so far out of what I would consider your typical algorithm of doom scroll.
I think it was Instagram that was putting me
Just-
onto this.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's yeah, it was interesting for what it's worth. Speaking of something completely different, our friends over at Tigrino Studio are coming up with a configurator for all their stuff.
No shit.
So you can
Ooh, you can do different color of legs.
make everything, anything that they have on offer that you can essentially do.
Were the aluminum ones there, or
Are
they just painted wood?
somewhere. Solid aluminium.
Oh, okay.
You also have
Sick.
them in gold.
Nice.
You can also get them in fabric if you wanted to.
That's cool. I like that blend.
Where is it?
Oh, you fucked it.
Yes.
God, it's our first time streaming, guys. Bear with us.
This is all behind the webcam. Just so you can do everything from the covers to the legs to the, you name it. You can sort of begin with whatever version you have, right?
That's cool.
And then you can go to the covers and you can pick all their covers. You can upload custom pictures if you want to.
Nice. They're really competing with with Skinny Play on this.
Yeah, they're going hard, which is like a bit of competition is not bad.
No.
I mean, the colors, man, like there's so many options.
Bold. What's the stone? Okay, what's the bold ones? Oh yeah, they're fucking bold already.
Fjord Blue, Deep Mint, Bluebird, Pagoda
I know a
Blue.
client that bluebird color would just land perfectly if he had an A9 in that room. Because everything is that kind of a teal color, which is very weird. But then again, it's mostly the wife that decorates, right? You can decorate with the speakers as a man in a household. By the way, I went through these Jeff Martin videos. I like how his presentations advance in visual language.
Yes.
Because it's more or less the physics are the same. Obviously, the more research you do, you find out different things and what you can do with processing and also the ability of the computing power that we have nowadays that didn't exist at the Biosystem 1 or Biosystem 3 times era. It's pretty fucking cool, man, how they manipulate the sound. Like how much is going on in the BioLab 8 if you think about it, between what it's doing to how you hear it.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. So, and yeah, that's the proper bio porn, I would say. I love watching his videos, and I don't know, I just love that goulash of how, you know, certain factory videos where they do. I like watching all that stuff, and I think they should do more of it because there's not many companies that come even close with precision that the machining requires for what B&O does with aluminium.
I'll try to get it up. Where was it?
Oh, this bourbon's so good, bro. I love it. I love the burbs. What do you Google?
I'm looking for the blog.
A blog?
Yeah, because it's Jeff's blog, right?
Oh, yeah. But that was posted on Discord in the videos. That was...
Yeah, I mean, the links are on Vimeo, but I think Guy put them all in documentation as well.
Nice.
So you don't have to go through the blog. But if you want to go through Jeff's blog, right? Because Jeff's blog, tonmeister.ca, like is an enormous trove.
Wealth. Oh, dude, that's a wealth of information.
Yeah. Like so many of your assumptions are shattered there. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. No, it's just everything. Like everything is discussed.
I mean, also it's more like Professor Jeff is sort of telling you this is like how the physics of it works. This is what we have to contend
combat.
with.
Yeah, this is what we need to do.
I mean, where was it? Was it in this video? I think it was loudspeaker enclosures. He also essentially said how like the NSA can hack your LG or Samsung TV, right? And use the speakers as a microphone, because he explains how speaker drivers work as a microphone.
It's just reversed.
It's just the inverse of what it's doing. But yeah, it's go through the whole chassis thing. Like it's interesting as shit. Like and how much volume changes sound at specific frequencies and that sort of thing.
Yeah, he really breaks it down to the point where, like, the understanding of what it takes, it just makes you appreciate that speaker even more, quite honestly.
Or like this graph of beamforming, right, where the where you can see the semi moons is where it's sort
Mhm.
of good audio, and you can see where it gets all like sort of just
Where it
I don't know,
dissipates, yeah.
some Jackson Pollock kind of messy,
Hmm.
where it becomes shit, and like how do you combat that, and this sort of thing. The whole phantom imaging, it's fantastic.
Hmm. No, it's a really, really well described or produced. I don't know what even to call it, but it's perfect to find out what you need to find out if you want to ever find out about how sound works in environments and what it all takes. And I'm glad that he's open and public about it, because a lot of companies just hide their shit, right, as technologies. But I don't think that B&O is the same way.
Well, one of the things I always find amazing, especially with Jeff, right? Because to us as fans, he is a company man, like through and
Hmm.
through. But
Yes,
how neutral he is about everybody else, and sound in general, right? Where like he'll happily tell you, like, if you like it, that is all that matters.
exactly.
Like, yes, we are trying for a specific goal, but uh, like this by no means it's the best. But if you like it the best, then it is the best to you, and that's fine.
Hmm.
And I feel a lot of other companies are sort of like, we're the best because of what we do, and Jeff is much more like, I'm glad you guys like what we do.
No,
Maybe
he's a
that's
cool guy.
the Canadianness in him.
No, he's a cool guy for sure. I'm very glad that I was able to meet him when I did a few times. And just to see the passion, like especially like the BLF 90 release, you know, that was a very proud moment for him, because they worked on this shit for fucking 8 years, man, or something like that, to get where they were with the speaker. Because that was the first speaker that he had input before the designers came in to input how that's gonna look.
Yeah.
Because it's always the other way. They come up with some crazy ass, like let's say BeoSound 2, right? Show up with the fucking code and it's like, can you make that sound good? See you after lunch, like so that's what's funny about that. But the challenges that they face every time new product comes out and how that's supposed to sound like. I wonder
Yeah.
how many drivers they went through before they decided the Premiere is going to get these drivers. You know what I mean? How many of those little MDF boxes were made with different enclosures in them?
Good to hear Eugenio. He says he's really intense in real life. He was a great presentation.
Yes.
Maybe one of the most memorable things I saw in store.
Hmm.
I mean, it essentially everything they do sort of stands or falls with his touch at the end of the day, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, he's the one that signs off on this. Sounds great.
I mean, it gets into like, I don't know how many other people make graphs and stuff like this and just go over it and like, this is what we do.
Hmm. And make it sound interesting, not
Yes.
just like, oh. But no, he's definitely the genius of sound making, or sound quality control, I guess, or whatever, sound design you can call it, and the psychoacoustics that come with it, how you perceive the sound. Because I'm sure all of that is mixed into the math of that one little whoop that the speaker does,
Yeah.
which is insane if you think about it.
I mean, at the end of the day, to him, right, making something sound decent is probably easier than it would be to any of us, but just because the experience. But this is where I think where people sometimes say, like, oh, Apple could do that better, right? It's like, yeah, but they don't have the experience, not like these guys do.
Hmm.
Like, you can buy B&O and make it Apple, right? But if you fire everybody, like, you have the name,
That's all you have.
but like, there's like decades of unquantifiable experience in these people.
Yeah, I don't know. I just appreciate everything he does for the company, and definitely the sound has gotten far more interesting to listen to from the yesteryears of the B&O speakers, right? Like if you go far back enough, let's say to the, I don't want to hack on Pentas because they were, for their time, they were a groundbreaking technology, right? And now it's a little too late for, but like the 8000s, they're great speakers, but 18 sounded better. And then onwards and better it gets as it goes. But
David says we see what Apple does when they design a Ferrari. Yeah, it becomes awful.
Pretty much.
God, this is one of those cars Ferrari is going to sell like tens of thousands of, only because they essentially say you cannot buy our next hypercar unless you buy one of these. And then a bunch of millionaires and billionaires will just say, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I'll buy it.
I'll give it to my daughter to drive to school.
Yeah.
What is that name of it? I forget.
Luce. Luce.
Oh boy. When I saw that, fuck, it looks like a Nissan or something, more or less, I thought. Jesus Lord. But yeah, that's though, like looking at the reviews for that car, speaking of Ferrari now, I guess. I think that the UI of the inside is nice. It's a bit of a groundbreaker, but the rest of the vehicle is just atrocity, especially in the blue color. Bro, I know you like blue, but there's I just can't get behind that car at all.
It's
I like it.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's definitely a car, right? But it's kind of too generic to be a Ferrari.
Pull it up on the screen. I just want to make myself sick to the stomach one more time.
I mean, let's see. We get this weird teal color,
and it's like 400 grand, isn't it?
Oh, it's probably 600 grand.
That's it.
What
was the uglier one? Yeah, this one.
This is red. Red is not so bad, but it's sort of also like, well, what is it? It's over 600 grand USD. So it's probably 800 grand Canadian.
That's insane, dude. What in the hell, man? That looks so bad. That looks like something that, like, I don't know. I don't even know where to put it.
It looks too small somehow.
Yeah. They put these fucking Back to the Future wheels on it. What is that? I don't know, man. I couldn't get behind it. Is there interior pictures of it?
Yeah, it looks like an Apple Watch, apparently, on the inside.
Jesus Lord. It kind of does, bro. It kind of does. Sits on like this little charging pad, the aluminum one, I guess. What are those 3 holes? Or is it speakers? Looks like it.
Which ones? Up here?
At the top of the dash, yeah.
Could be. It could also be AC.
Fair.
Maybe they're American-sized cup holders.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Those are like the ones you get at Wendy's that just have a thin on the bottom so you can fit it and the rest is over top of the dash. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't like it.
I mean, it comes in yellow.
Looks are based on Honda E Advance.
Yeah, maybe.
DB Worthing's saying. Oh man, I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with this E world or EV world. It's I personally would never. Well, I can't. I'll refrain from saying never because there's every time I said never, I ended up with it. And I think when I end up working with Bob, it's going to be one of those electric F-150s that I'll be driving. So I can't say never, but I wouldn't purchase one. If my plan was to, like, let's say, stay forever in Montreal, I probably would consider at some point to get an electric car because it's cheaper to run it than uh, than a gas car. But I don't think that the maintenance of it is cheaper,
I mean,
depending, right?
I bet in real life it looks a bit more interesting because you have all these holes in the exterior bodywork that are essentially
Hmm.
spoilers. Similarly, right, like this nose opening is all the way flat. This black bit is all the way attached. So this is essentially just the spoiler, this red bit up here.
Interesting. It's a way to
Uh,
give up your franc or
yeah,
whatever.
so like you can see in this picture, right? Like the air goes, so the actual
It
surface area.
scoops it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't fully understand what the appeal of an electric Ferrari is because it like the electric part of it is so similar to every other car.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and you can't really say that about internal combustion engines, right? Like a BMW V12 sounds very different than a Ferrari V12.
I don't like the sound of the EVs when they drive by. Ooh, ooh, like it's all you get. This, like, UFO hover type of thing.
Half of that is fake because it's mandatory, because otherwise you wouldn't hear them if you were
I
walking
know.
around. So I don't know. This
Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. I wonder what sound system it's got inside itself.
well, Ferrari
Because it,
isn't exactly known for their sound systems because you never needed it because you always wanted to listen to the engine.
yeah, but this one is a little different cut,
Yeah.
right? So, did I see the new Audi R8? No, I did not see the new Audi R8. Is it? I honestly, I find funny with Audi how they are this love and hate relationship with the R8s. Because when I used to work at Audi, they discontinued it for a little bit. Now all of a sudden we got three in from, I think it was 2021 or 2022 year that came in, and then they were not supposed to be made anymore, and now they're back at it. It's not. I'm not complaining. I love R8s. I just think that Audi should make their mind up about just keeping them in the inventory or in the portfolio rather, because they're a nice car and fairly decent sound system inside it. I have to say, for how small of a cabin it is, and the woofer is placed behind the seats, it definitely juices pretty good. Can you find it?
Uh, yeah, apparently it's still somewhat of a concept,
Mm.
but supposedly
Oh,
it's
so it's gonna be in one of those zebra pictured colored
no, no,
nonsense. You can't
no.
tell the.
But it's going to be all electric and stuff like that, right? It's going to
Oh
be e-tron.
no! Oh no!
I mean, I
No! No!
do
No!
think it
No!
looks a bit better than a Ferrari, but
It does, but it's e-tron, bro.
yeah.
Interesting rear views, which are just cameras. Kind of looks funky.
So
Oh, that's sad. I'm heartbroken now. What
uh,
the fuck? Is that the back of it?
yeah, it's sort of fastback thing. I think
Oh man.
it's called Nouveau Lari.
Nuvolari. No, I'll pass. If I were to ever get money for an R8, it would be the older one that I would buy with the engine. Because fuck, man, like that thing when it starts, it turns everybody's head on the street.
Wait, if it's the Nouveau Lari, then holy shit! It Ugh.
That almost looks as bad as that Jaguar that they've done with those weird people commercial.
Yeah.
She
What the?
no, that I'm at loss for words at this point.
It's,
That looks effed up, man. That looks like it's built out of Lego, for God's sakes.
yeah, you should have wondered, like, why did you take this stuff off, right? Because it looks better in camo.
I agree.
Like the front had a rendering error. Yes.
Yeah, more horsepower than Lamborghini, dude. But like, I don't know, man. It's two
But what
guys
if
driving it.
everybody sees your car and goes, ugh?
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'm sure it's fast, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, every modern car is fast now. Like, even your shitbox is relatively fast. It's,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, buy a VW Polo, right? They're relatively fast. Even the what is it, the 1.1 or the 1.2 liter engine ones, they're relatively fast nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like it used to be a whole thing where something was 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. It's like with all these new hypercars, right? Like we're under the 2-second mark now. Like it's insane. Like everything is so fast that it's kind of not interesting anymore.
Well, but it's also like it's got the hybrids mixed with sometimes, right? So there's always these electromotors that are incorporated into the things. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like the Corvette ZR1, right? Like that has like almost 1,100 horsepower from the factory in something that weighs like 1,500 kilos. It's like 0 to 60 in like 1.8 or something like that, and a top speed of like 340-ish kilometers. And then you can buy the upgraded version with even more power, right? like what the hell?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Engineers have become so good that you kind of don't even notice that you're doing like 160 kilometers an hour, right? Like it's not exciting. Like it's sort of like, okay,
it's so
I'm
smooth,
just sort of
yeah.
like we're just going like on a bumpy road, right? And you're doing 160, and this is all you experience. And you do that, and you just go, right? Like there's no slipping, there's no squealing. It's just like
Too much computer in it now.
I mean, there is something much more exciting about cars of 20 years ago.
Driving slow cars fast is the best. Yeah, because you feel every single kilometer per hour on it. That's for sure.
Doovie asks, with the state of roads and speed cameras everywhere, what's the point? Well, we don't have that here in Florida. That's the point, I think.
Yeah, we don't have speed cameras, but our roads are fucked up in here, man.
Yeah.
There's no way. I dread driving my Audi, and especially like now, today, when I had to run off, get some smokes, and it's fucking raining. I don't mind the rain, but what I mind is that you can't see how deep those puddles are now. With our crater for potholes, like this thick, man, or this deep. Like it's. I've seen my intersection by my apartment be so bad last year that if you hit it right, you will bottom out your sedan on the wheel. Like you will the fucking bumper.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I drive my car as least amount of time or as least as much as possible, especially like around the town and stuff. But yesterday I had to go back to Burlington again, so it's a pleasure to drive the Audi. I tell you that. I love my car, but it breaks my heart watching it fall apart under my ass as I'm driving it in Montreal. That's the worst. So yeah, they don't need road cameras here. Like what am I, 20 kilometers from on average job site downtown, right?
Yeah.
and that is a 45 to 48-minute drive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane.
I mean, I like cars, right? And I like quite a lot of modern cars, but I'm less interested in the sort of electric ones, just because there's no sensation and everything's way too heavy.
Yep.
And also, don't get me wrong, I like Corvettes, right? But like this power level that you can just buy is crazy. Like this is, and I'm not much for regulation, but so I don't want to ban it or anything. That's not it. But it's like I don't see how this is sort of like, I don't know, put it in the most American way, right? Like you go to a gun store for home protection and you leave with a fucking bazooka. Right? Like it's a bit overkill. Like, what are we doing?
I think that people that let's say buy those hypercars, depends on the age as well.
Yeah.
There should be a threshold within the age group that, and also based on your experience, that you should, or driver's history rather, that you should have an advanced driver's training before you're able. Like there should be another, like a number on the license, not just class 5, but like let's say it's class 10 or whatever the next number is, and that certifies you to drive high performance cars with somewhat of a knowledge of what the you're doing, versus just what we've seen on YouTube, that people got it and then curb the wheels and break the axles and fuck up their wheels completely.
Yeah, that's in the best case scenario, right? Because
Yes,
my
if you
God,
don't
if
kill
you hit
yourself,
hit somebody else,
that's even
like
worse.
these monocoques are now so strong that you probably are fine in the hypercar, but you're probably just going to impale whatever else you're hitting.
No, it's just gonna. I've seen a video of a Porsche GTR. I think it was on the racetrack that he hit a deer and he liquefied it basically.
Yeah.
And he was going like, I think 300 almost kilometers or whatever these things push out. Like he was stopping it on a straightaway, and the deer just decided that it's gonna cross at that exact same instance.
Deer always do this.
I don't understand. Apparently,
Look, bringing you to the airport, I nearly hit a deer because there was a deer on the fucking highway. I don't know if
oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Like we
No, that
were
was
the
a
only
couple
one in like
times.
4 lanes, right? And a deer. It's like
It's just
hoppity
like,
hop.
I'm here now.
In
So
Florida, of all places, a deer, right? Like what the hell?
that was kind of weird to me, because like I've seen that, and hitting a deer is not as bad. It's fucking bad, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near as bad as hitting a moose,
Oh yeah, it's not comparable.
because moose will kill.
I mean, a really big deer is like 100 kilograms, right? A really big moose is like 800.
It's 800, yeah, they're close to a ton, depends. And they are just tall enough that, like, with the sedan, you just take its little toothpick legs off, and all the meat and produce goes through the windshield, including the fucking chandelier-sized antlers they got. Yeah, I've almost hit a moose once, and man, I don't remember how much did I fill my pants, but I did fill my pants, because it was not a fun day. It was at night too, and snowing.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that was back in the day when you suction cup a Garmin GPS on your windshield
for people
and you
that
drove with it.
don't know, right? Like this is a sort of regular size sedan, and that's a moose.
Exactly. Yeah. So just to give you a perspective. To control the hue lights with the Beo remote, I assume I need the Home Assistant or Beo Living Intelligence. Just ask, since I think it is strange that they have light window controls as default in the list. They are default in the list, and you can take them out by having the remote control in the IR mode, so a BeoVision mode. And then you go to advanced settings and you hide or uncheck all the light and all the control commands, and then they'll disappear from the remote control. They don't work both IR and Bluetooth. They are only Bluetooth if you're in a, let's say, a theater mode. But I use them because you can group them and pair them. And Christian was nice enough to actually put the command list of what Each of those commands are issued like on the gateway and what they are called in the Beo Remote 1 menu once you unhide or show all the control sources. But you do need that in order to do that. But in my house, back in Calgary, when I had the thermostat tied into it, that was done under control. And I think it was like window 1 through 5, and then it was something else 1 through 5 that I had for temperature up and temperature down. And then I had control green was eco mode, control red was heating mode, and control blue was cooling mode, of course. And I think the yellow one I had it sent to away, just for the shits and giggles. But that was with the Avant and IR codes, but these are the same codes that will work on Bluetooth for the theater. And let's see if I can I open the B&O source? No. Can I? I want to see if there is a home control. There we go. Let's share this with the class. So I have under the list, I have the light. But in the light, I have leaving TV viewing and bedtime. So if I hit that, it's just going to turn everything off. And this is what the interface looks like on the theater. So there are cameras, of course. Let me just get out of this freaking menu here. So we can change the camera from second to first. You can see me there with my Milwaukee batteries. And I also have, yeah. And then if I go to hallway, there is a macro called hallways. So if you watch here, I'll switch the camera to this one. So if I press hallways, then, and I have this enabled by detection, it's turning now, but it's not, it's choppy here. But the camera will load eventually, loading entrance. So that looks into the corner, and this is miscalculated because I bumped the camera, so it's looking into the shits, but it's supposed to look straight. And that unfortunately is done by actual timing on the gateway to how long does it take for the dome to turn in order for it to be locked in, and it's not always precise. But this is the BeoLiving app on your TV. Once you pair, let me just move out of the way a little bit. Once you pair the theater with the gateway, let's go back. Home control and connecting, of course. So in the living room, like there's the 90s, I can go plus on them and make them brighter. So you can control everything, and then you can also control, let's see if I go here, pendant that turns on, you can't really see it. Tuning fork turns off and on. And then I have accents on and accents off, which basically turns off the lights below the 90s. But if you turn them on, you see that there is a sequence to how they come on, and you can time that within the gateway. So they always have this continuous, like it's a stream of light that goes all the way towards the entrance. But that's what you can do. Where is can I do the colors? Yes. So in here you can do the colors. So let's change it to blue per se. And it takes a little bit, but they do come back. And what I don't have in this is to reset them back, which I have it as a halo macro. So if I go to halo and where are they? It's on the other side. I go to default lights, pressing it, they will reset to the color spec that is on that is supposed to be to match all the other Philips Hue lamps that I have in here. But that's the cute part about there's the BeoSound 1 per se, And those are the pictures that I took myself and just uploaded them, and it looks nice. It looks nice. But anyways.
So if you're buying a BeoLiving Intelligence, you get this app as well. When you say gateway, do you mean BeoLiving Network Hub?
Yeah, I keep calling it Gateway because there was a Masterlink Gateway and BeoLiving or BeoLink Gateway, and now they changed it to BeoLiving Intelligence. To me, it just stayed a fucking gateway because it is a gateway to everything in your house per se. But yeah, this is all BLI, and this is well, you have the BNO app installed on your panel on the theater. So this won't work if you have, let's say, a Samsung TV under your theater or over top of your theater. You need to have an LG, so that all works together. Otherwise, you don't get the television interface. The problem with that I have is, let's say you're in the YouTube, it's an app. So if I change out of it, it fucking brings me back to the main menu, right? So if you press the My button, like I have the YouTube saved, then it brings it back. Sometimes I have to hit a play button again, and sometimes it just comes and continues on where it is, and sometimes I lose the video completely. I don't know where that comes from, but that's how it works. We can definitely discuss that next time.
Get the Pro version.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is not possible to do with I haven't tried. I never even bothered not getting the Pro because I couldn't tie in my lights, and the interface is iPad based only type of thing, because you can't log into the gateway the way you can log into it when I show around my macros and whatnot. Can't do any of that.
I mean, you can make it Pro, but then you're paying forever, or just pay once and never pay again. So therefore, get the Pro version.
Get the Pro. It's $600 and it's a forever license.
So in Europe it's probably €400, I think, forever license.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend doing that because the limitations of the gateway without it are huge.
Yeah.
Severe. It's a dummy box essentially. But maybe we'll cover that in more detail on the next podcast. And that's going to be our last one before I'm out. No, I'm going to be in Calgary already next Sunday. And the following Sunday, no podcast because I'm flying out of Calgary at 12:05 their time, which is 2 p.m. Montreal. So fucked. So we have a day off on Sunday after next. And then I'll come back and we'll talk about how an interesting of a job I did with who I did. And it's going to be a Genesis dealership, where it's the first one in Canada that is now, because they've started that project Genesis. It sounds like fucking Resident Evil, I know. But they've started that project in US, and I think the Genesis allocated $2 million budget to install theaters and 28s and emerges all over the dealership and the main shopping area. So I have, I think, 7 or 8 BLF 28s to install, 1 theater, emerge, and then set up the gateway.
Sweet.
And that's that. So that's I'll try to document as much as I can, but I know myself that when I get in the groove of working, I don't fucking take pictures. I just get it done.
Yeah.
And it's just what it is. Like, I really admire people that have the capacity to stop their work and fucking make a video and then, or set things up to record and then get back to what you were doing. And yeah, so
that's why I'm not really doing many YouTube videos, because it interrupts you so much, right? Even in unboxing, filming it, like even if getting something out of an unbox, right? Like, doesn't matter what it is, even if it's B&O or I don't know, forks, like filming it properly takes so much time.
That's right. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting venture. It's directly with B&O, so I'm becoming a vendor, I guess, which is also good news.
Sweet.
And yeah, loving every minute of it, and we'll see how that I'm really looking forward to see how that sounds in an environment like that. And it's the first like a B2B project for me in my life, because normally I never come across that, like the hotels but I don't think there's any special sauce software. They might load something on the 28 so people don't touch the tops, but I don't think people
next.
Exactly. But I think, well, they're going to be in the PowerLink mode, so it wouldn't even matter, because the way that it works, they're going to have a BeoConnect core in the server room that's feeding via network into the speakers.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting. And the BLI, of course, the program, so everything works with it and turns on at certain times of the day, turns off at certain times of the day. A little Bio home.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
In the meantime, go visit our Tigrino friends and go make your own custom A9s and stuff. More is coming. So that is always cool. I hope at some point you can do the whole aluminium thing as well.
That'd be sick.
Other than that, have a good week and we'll see you soon. Come join the Discord because
you're welcome for the extra bonus 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, also because we don't know exactly when we're back, and because you're gone next week, right? And the week after.
Well, I'm flying into Calgary at midnight on Monday. I mean, Monday. What the fuck am I talking about? Friday. I'm leaving Montreal Friday at 10 o'clock fly out, so I get there around midnight. And then I need to rent out a car. I have a few jobs that I have to do. And that one that I'm dreading to do, I actually have to go back and reprogram or / replace a master link gateway that is tied into a fucking Lutron system. And dude, like, this was one of my first projects that I've done with LED strips. That's the house that has 36 grand worth of LEDs in old money from 2014 in just the wine room with all the acrylic panels, and it looks fucking amazing. And if it all works, I'll take some videos of it so you guys can see. But yeah, I have to replace a Masterlink gateway in it and install something to have like a Behringer to put in a streamable source onto the BeoSound 5. And I for sure will not be able to. Maybe I'll be able to program the Beo 6 because I'll have my old original laptop. It's my mom's house, so we'll see. But yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of laughs. But on Sunday I should be, because the guys I think are flying out from New York on Monday to Edmonton. So we do a site survey, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I guess we work. So I'm thinking we can still do a podcast next Sunday because I'll be at my mom's house.
Well, join the Discord just in case it doesn't work, because that's the first place where you'll find out if this works or not.
Yep.
So plan for it, but have a look.
Don't hold your breath, but don't turn blue either.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Love you long time. Bye.
Love you long time.
Bye. Which one?